Reunion. Hello, y'all. I was selling crack on a private jet up in the hell and back. But no confusion, this a reunion. Hello, y'all. Welcome back. Get murder here. He counting money. He said, "Cam, man, the hell with rap. I'm only here to shit on niggas and piss on bitches. Welcome, ass. I bought jewelry and bikes, nigga. Black Benzes and white Vigors. Now I'm out here and I'm looking for more chandeliers and light fixtures. Nah. I don't like niggas, what's wrong with me? I'm a hype nigga, but this 44 turn to Michael Jordan. I look and say, take flight.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog. The app is an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and Missouri, just to name a few. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog app. Use code MACECAM or STAT to get up to $1,000 in bonus credits with your first deposit and a free pick. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts Mace and Cam.
Killer, what's good, man?
Murder, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I think Gino jinxed us, man. Not us, but Juju.
What happened?
I was watching the draft yesterday. I didn't see Juju. Why she wasn't up there?
Juju making more money in college. She all right.
All right.
See, that's the thing now. That's my opinion, is that a lot of these players, to me, my personal opinion, are making a lot of money on NIL. And if you're not like a Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, maybe Asia Wilson, some of them shits you might not be high in the NBA like you are in college. Shit might sizzle down. NIL might get, well, now it's not going to be NIL because they're professionals. Sponsors might get quiet because you ain't going to be making noise with the professionals like you are in college. It might be best for them to stick around and get a couple dollars because everybody ain't going to be Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese when they first get to the WNBA.
Yeah, that's good. You know, everybody ain't gonna be us. You know, everybody ain't gonna be the first picks. Why didn't you have Paige up here yet? Do you have a number for
she
real?
is celebrating. She's doing her thing. Yes, I have her. I have no reason to lie about having Shawty's number.
Cam,
I
don't know.
benefit from that. Like, what do I gain? Nothing.
I don't know, Killer. You think she got the number or not?
I think it's one of them things where you like, you know how you exchange numbers and you're like, all right, but you don't mean it.
Yeah, like she got the assistant number or the auntie number.
No, I have her number, but I ain't finna do all that. I'm good. When it's time though, soon.
Y'all ain't cool.
Yeah, I said that. I did not say we were besties. I did not say none of that. Like, we're cool. I see her. We good. And, shout out to her for becoming the first overall pick. That's a huge, congrats to her. But I'm going to text her when it makes sense. I don't need to text her right now. It is okay.
Murder.
Yeah.
That's Murder. That sound like if a nigga live on Lennox and you be like, he from 8th Ave. I don't really be up there like that.
Nigga from 5th Ave.
Yeah. I know him. That's from 5th Ave.
He said, yo, Cam and them, I grew up with both of them, Mace and Cam. Whenever a nigga say that, he probably don't know.
That's
I'll prove it to y'all another way. Because damn.
You sure?
I'm positive. I literally have no reason. I don't come up here and be like, yeah, I know this person and I know this. I don't even name drop people ever.
But when you say cool, like how cool? Like cool or?
Cool.
Like
singular.
Cordial cool.
Cordial. Singular.
Just hi.
Hey, what's up?
That's
Congrats.
it. I know your name.
Good. And we go.
No. Cool and good is two different things. Killer, I think it's bruh man.
Yeah, it might be. I'm telling you, I know exactly. I know how that is. Like, listen, growing up in Harlem, I mean, me and Mace. When you play basketball in Harlem, and Mace lived in a lot of different places in Harlem, so Mace is pretty much cool with everybody in a lot of neighborhoods. But me, and I got cool with people over the years, but I'm still like one of them niggas that be like, That's some niggas from the hill. I don't really know. That's the niggas up the hill and all that, man. I don't really be up there. And niggas on the hill, I tell you, that's some niggas down the hill. But
Yeah.
niggas uptown Harlem, I'll be like, nah, that's them niggas from downtown. It's a downtown Harlem. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. One of them like, yeah, they from downtown. They all right.
Stat from 37th Street, 137th Street.
Yeah. If we relate it to Harlem.
You don't know
I know some
They
nobody.
niggas
gonna
on
fire me up in the
37.
comments because I don't even got no New York references. But
I
hey,
know some niggas on her 37th though. Ozzy and Aziz.
Between 7th and 8th?
Oh nah,
Nah.
I don't know. Nah, you ain't lying. I don't know nobody on 37 between 7th and 8th. That's a fact.
and then real quick because you
So
guys
I
kind
know
of
Stat don't even know what we talking about.
Yeah.
but
It's okay.
When Harlem watch it tomorrow, they'll get it.
they be like, dang, no, they gonna start calling me that because when y'all start saying stuff, I get new nicknames every week. Every week.
Yeah,
so.
the last one I gave you was Lambo Stat for
Yeah,
the niggas
and
who
I
rent the
still I
Lambos.
still get called Lambo Stat.
Oh,
It
man.
changes. It sticks with me, y'all. Real quick, as far as the incentives, because you guys made up a good point before we get into the NBA topics. Actually, with Paige, right? So obviously she was first overall pick in the WNBA draft. She just signed a deal with Unrivaled, which is the women's 3-on-3 basketball league in Miami. Her first year with Unrivaled is more than her 4-year rookie contract with the WNBA. So back to what y'all were saying, they are definitely getting paid more in different ways.
Did
That's
she tell
crazy.
you that through text or you just reading up on your friends?
She did not tell me that. I'm kind of called
Killer.
stat, baby. I gotta know the stat. You know,
Yeah.
that's just sorry, not a first-hand source, but
Yeah, what
Yeah.
part of any of this information did she give you as her friend is what I want to know, Killer. This is what I want.
lovely guys.
I don't
Y'all
know,
are
man.
lovely.
Is any of this from her to you?
No, this is reports.
So you Googling your friends.
This is reports. I also didn't even say friend. Friend is a loose term.
I never Google
Somebody's
my
a loose
friends.
term. Okay.
I never Google Cam. I
Okay.
never,
This is true. You know what's crazy? I never Google murder neither.
This is crazy.
I mean,
You know what?
I don't want to throw myself under the bus. I got to Google, like, what?
Yeah, you're Googling people you could text. I think that's weird. Like if you give somebody your number and they Google you, it's crazy. Y'all let me know in the comments right now. If you give a girl your number, she Google you, is that weird? If you meet a chick and then you Google her?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Murder. Yo, Murder. I'm gonna take Stat's side on this part.
Yeah.
Is that me and you would never do that. If we give a girl our number, they might go and start Googling shit.
And I don't go going Googling people, but when you're watching the draft and they're mentioning all these things, like, yes, I'm going to write down the stats. Sorry.
Okay.
That's that.
I mean, writing down the stats is different than Googling it.
That's what I'm saying.
Googling
Not
or writing
exactly.
down the stats? Which one is it?
I mean, it's both.
Okay.
You have to.
That's what it was given. It was given Google. It was given Google. So
Well, y'all heard it here. If you didn't know, now you know. You learned something new. So we're going to actually start with the Suns. So after missing the NBA playoffs and play-in tournament with the largest payroll in league history, the Suns fired their head coach, Mike Budenholtzer. So we kind of talked a lot about different, parts of the Suns. My question to you, Mase, is, one, how do you feel about the firing? And two, yes, a two-part question. Do you think Devin Booker is wasting his time with the Suns?
that's it. That's a good question. I'm gonna put my glasses on since we Googling niggas, So tell me the question against that.
Yes. One, how do you feel about them firing their head coach? And do you
Yeah.
believe Devin Booker is wasting his time with the Suns?
So how do I feel about them firing Mike? How you say his last name?
Budenholzer.
Budenholzer. That's a wild name. But shout out to Phoenix for getting him out of there. We don't have time to be keeping people around for what you did to Milwaukee. He had a great run in Milwaukee. Like, Milwaukee did well. I even think they won a championship down there in Milwaukee. Was he the coach then? I think he was.
21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the coach that won in Milwaukee. So he got something amazing done there. But I don't think that mattered in Phoenix. Phoenix brought you in to win here. And then they surrounded them with all of this talent. They went and got Bradley Beal, sandwich, pause. Then they go and get Kevin Durant, Hall of Fame. Then they go and get, they already had Devin Booker. So they put a lot of talent on this team. And it's one of the most expensive rosters I think ever existed. So I think they had to deal with somebody. They wasn't ready to just say they're going to trade Kevin Durant or anybody like that. And they got the no trade clause with Bradley Beal. So I think it all came, crumbling down on him. And he had to go. I think this last season has been a debacle. It's been disrespectful. It's been humiliating. All the words you could think of that go under that. This is just, you can't tolerate this. You can't tolerate not even making a play-in with three future people that could be Hall of Famers, right? I'm not sure of all three, but this team terribly underachieved. And then he's an alumni of Pomona College. This is not how we want to be remembered. And when you talk about, what else did you ask about?
Yeah, do you feel like Devin Booker's wasting his time?
Is Devin Booker wasting his time? They're wasting some of his greatest years with what's going on in Phoenix, but he gotta take control. Devin Booker, if you're watching this, you gotta take control. Everybody else has made their legacy. Everybody else has pretty much, started to walk down the path they want to walk. And sometimes when you see more than what everybody else see for themselves, you're going to have to go watch Juice. Devin Booker, if you're watching this, go watch Juice. Just the end of the movie, the second half of the movie. Don't even watch the first half. Watch the second half of the movie and you be Tupac. The role that Tupac did, he said, sometimes you gotta grab niggas. That's who you should be right now. You gotta take control over where your journey is going. You're supposed to be one of those ones. You're supposed to be up there in that Kobe conversation. And this, I hope this lights the fire under you and make you understand that so much more is in your arsenal to become.
Yeah, listen, man. As far as, first of all, let's just get to Devin Booker. Devin Booker looked like he was about to be one of them dudes.
Yeah.
They actually was in the championship a couple years ago, not with this team that's assembled now, but Chris Paul, Ayton, and they looked like they was about to do something positive, and then they made trades, and we thought these trades were going to be actually beneficial to Devin Booker, and they haven't been that beneficial. What this tells me, to be totally honest with you, is that Devin Booker, for them to be successful, they need a good big man and a good point guard. Because Chris Paul, as much as we fuck with Chris Paul and give him a lot of hassle up here once in a while, he's an outstanding floor general when it comes to point guards. I just think the landscape of point guards are changing, a little bit more athletic, shoot a little better, but you can't deny Chris Paul's career. And he actually got Devin Booker and those guys to a championship. So what it tells me is this, that Devin Booker, to me personally, can't play with somebody who's of his stature. And don't get me wrong, I don't want to say it the wrong way. Not that he can't play, but he may take a back seat to somebody like Kevin Durant, or feel like he can't tell Kevin Durant this or Bradley Beal that, because he's like, I don't want to be disrespectful. But these are the conversations that people need to have to see who's going to be the leader on the team, who's going to be the go-to person, what's going to happen moving forward as a unit. And it just seemed like they never meshed as a unit. The one time it seemed like they could have meshed in the playoffs, that was the year Denver was on a mission.
Yeah.
Denver, and it was just nobody in the league that particular year that was going to beat them. But since then, it's just been downhill, and I don't really know what to say about for Devin Booker. Is he wasting his time? I don't know, because it didn't seem like he's wasting his time. It's just that he had different parts around him when he was successful, and these parts don't fit. As far as the Phoenix Sun as an organization, look, you got the youngest coach. I remember me and Mase was actually in Phoenix, and we met Matt Ishbia. He's back there with Isaiah Thomas and everything. And he's the youngest coach in the NBA. He's 45 years old, very successful businessman. His money comes from mortgage companies, etc., but it's not related to sports. And he's bought a sports team, also the WNBA team in Phoenix. And when you're successful in other business, in certain business, you want to be successful in any business. And right now, I'm not saying that the Phoenix Suns organization isn't making money, but they're not winning. And he looks like one of them people that doesn't tolerate not winning. So you're probably going to see a bunch of changes. The thing about it is, my personal question is, how much does he know about basketball? Because his business is not from basketball. And I'm not accusing him of not knowing about basketball. There's some great owners that don't come from a sports background. We can look at Mark Cuban and see where his money came from and how he purchased the Dallas Mavericks at one particular time. And he turned out to be a great owner. Matt Ishbia, he has that look like, man, I don't know who I need to hire or what I need to do, but I ain't with this. And like I said, when you're young, at 45-year-old billionaire, owner of the Phoenix Suns, you want results, especially when you're around other niggas with money. You know, that good old boys club that I be speaking about. Yo, what's up with your niggas, man? Yo, you keep bringing us here and we keep losing. You know how you get your crew at work murder?
Yeah.
Like, yo, you know we on the sun, let's get to the sweep, nigga, let's go.
Yeah.
And you keep losing, and now I'm just saying, I'm the owner of the Phoenix Suns. This is just a scenario.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, that's the word I'm looking for, absolutely. And I'm bringing my high school friends, Mason Dagger, to the game. They gonna tell me something.
They're gonna tell you.
Especially Dagger. Dagger's gonna be like, this ain't gonna cut it, man. If you think, I thought you said the nigga was nice, man. I keep coming here, y'all keep losing. So when you're around certain people, they're going to tell you that, and you may not have the patience. We don't know. He's a new owner, and we'll see what happens. But there's going to be a lot of changes, and there has been a lot of changes, and he hasn't been there that long. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and you made a point, Killer. They are losing a lot of money, because when you think about the playoffs, all the money they could be making in the postseason, the tickets are even higher in the postseason. So that's a lot of cash they leaving on the table when it comes to the postseason. And I would assume if you're going to pay all this money to get Kevin Durant, you're going to pay all this money to get Bradley Beal, you're already paying a gang load of money to Devin Booker, and you put all of this and break the salary cap, go over it, enter into the luxury tax, get rid of Montel. What was the coach before? I keep forgetting his name. Monty Williams. I said Montel. Yeah, Monty Williams. You expect them to win, especially with all these changes being made. And I think with this team, I'll go on the record of this. If the coach is, if the owner is watching this is one of those teams. If you don't want to break it up, you got to get a coach like Mark Jackson or somebody like that. He didn't do well in Golden State at the end because it wasn't a conservative state. But Phoenix will be a conservative city that would thrive with Mark Jackson there. I'm going to throw his name in the hat, because if you're going to make all of these changes, you're going to need somebody who could put belief in people. And he will be great for that. That I will go on the record saying they will win. This same exact team with a big man will win with Mark Jackson as the coach.
And I'm gonna throw another name out there, Mace. I think that's a great synopsis. And another name that I would put out there too is Jeff Van Gundy.
Yeah,
A lot of people are not paying attention. Jeff Van Gundy is the assistant coach on the Clippers. It's not by accident
Wow.
that the Clippers are making noise right now.
Mm-hmm.
As much credit as we're going to give Ty Lue 100%.
Yeah.
But let's not act like Jeff Van Gundy's not in the locker room, not on the bench, not helping out, not saying that. Ty, like I said, I'm not trying to discredit Ty Lue at all. But it takes a team. And when I
Yeah.
say a team, not just the players, I'm talking about as an organization in the locker room, your assistants, so on and so forth. So I agree with you, Mace. I just wanted to throw another name in the hat.
No, that's really good because both of them are motivators. You know, when you think of trying to get teams to play better, you need somebody who could light the fire under them without demoting them or degrading them. And it seemed like they have that understanding. When you brought up Jeff Van Gundy, I look at him like the sensei of Mark Jackson. So I think of them as one and the same. So that was an excellent pick. And you know with Jeff Van Gundy, you're getting 100%. Pause. You know that. You know when he comes in, I don't know how he actually lost his job because he was, even the teams that he was coaching, he always got mediocre talent to overperform every time. Other than Patrick Ewing, the rest of it was really just average talent. And he was getting them to go to the finals or go to the Eastern Conference finals. And that's really overachieving.
Yeah, and then you got to think about this murder where you got to, like, we're talking about branches from trees. He's under from Pat Riley.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the lineage. It trickles down. So you're right.
Yeah.
So the Suns are in just such a sticky situation because even after the firing of their head coach, over the next 4 years, they still owe him $10 million per year as part of his contract. So they're missing out on that. And then the second thing is now it's been reported the Suns are expected to engage in trade conversations involving Durant, according to Shams. Two, just like, damn type of thing. So Mase, one, thoughts on them still owing him. And then two, what do you kind of see happening with KD and where could you see him going?
The Phoenix Suns is like bad property. If you know anything about real estate, there's a time when you got property and they say you're upside down in that property. This is what I look at when I'm looking at the Phoenix Suns. It's a bad financial decision. It's just they overexerted their capital to people that didn't perform, which makes their future business harder to transition. They got a lot of money into to people that are not going to perform, and I know they're thinking, and they're thinking, well, it's going to be better with Bradley Beal and Devin Booker, and I could see that if they get a something great for Kevin Durant. But I knew this from the jump. I told you Kevin Durant probably going to end up in New York City. He's going to end up in New York City, and they'll get Mikal Bridges back to Phoenix where he belonged anyway. He didn't really need to be in Brooklyn. I think it's perfect for the trade. But the $10 million that they owe him, sometimes you gotta cut your losses, you know. You don't want to do that, but $10 million and save the franchise, I think the owner is basically making aggressive moves. And I approve of it.
Yeah, I mean, goes back to what I said. He's a billionaire, and he could probably afford to make moves like this. This happens a lot, though. It happened actually, and I'm just using one example. When Mike Brown was coaching Cleveland, then I believe he went to coach the Lakers. Then he was an assistant coach with Golden State. Mike Brown was getting paid from 3 teams at one time. And as an assistant, he still was getting paid from Cleveland. I think he was getting a check from the Lakers. And then was getting an assistant coach check with Golden State. And he might be getting paid right now. And I was on the pass. He might be still getting paid right now as we speak from Sacramento. Because Sacramento fired Mike Brown. Keep some money coming in whether you want him there or not. But at the end of the day, when you're an aggressive owner, you're just going to do what you got to do to actually make yourself satisfied, especially when you're not winning. And if you think that's the problem, that's the problem. But I don't know what this coach could have done more. Maybe like May said, he's not just this take, the last take. You need motivators.
Yeah.
People that could galvanize the troops and maybe he lost his locker room a long time ago. But I don't think it's just about the coach. I think you see other moves as well. But get your money, nigga.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Yeah, you got to have people that put the battery in folks' backs, you know, that get them to do what they didn't know they could do.
Okay, so the play-in begins tonight. The first two games being the Hawks versus the Magic and the Grizzlies versus the Warriors, followed by the Heat versus the Bulls and the Mavs versus the Kings on Wednesday. So I kind of want you guys' predictions. Now's the time, Mase.
I'm only watching one of those games. I'm telling you now, Killer, I'm only watching one of those games.
I can take a guess which game that is, and we're going to start with that. So the Warriors versus the Grizzlies, Mase. Who do you think will win this game?
The Warriors versus the Grizzlies, 48 minutes. Who I got? Oh man. I'm gonna go with the Grizzlies.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Grizzlies. I shouldn't. My thoughts tell me different, but I'm gonna go with the Grizzlies. I'm going with Ja. He's throwing grenades these days. I like the changes you're making, Ja. I'm rolling with Ja.
Yeah, I think that, and I agree with Mace. I'm not watching the rest of those games unless I'm just being honest. I'm not going to do it. I got other things to do, B. I'm not wasting my time watching them games. I'm telling you that right now. I'm just not doing it. I'll check the updates on the apps and everything. I'm not watching those games. But as far as this game, this is going to be a really interesting game because everybody has Golden State to win this. Like it's not even, everybody talking about because Golden State gonna end up playing Houston. And to be honest with you, the Jimmy Butler thing kind of sizzled down the last 4 or 5 games with Golden State. Golden State had a chance to lock this up a couple games ago, and they lost to the Spurs like 3 games ago. When you losing to the Spurs with no Wemby, like you shouldn't be losing to the Spurs, my nigga. And so I'm not sure. This Jimmy Butler thing was looking really, really good in the beginning, but towards the end, it's starting to look like, okay, I don't know. And I'm looking at them play. Trust me, I watched a bunch of Golden State games towards the end, the whole 48 minutes. And it looks like Jimmy Butler, even though he's still getting 25, 28 points, 30, it looked like he's deferring. And I understand when you defer on a new team because you're sitting there looking at the greatest shooter ever and you're actually not against him. It was a time where Steph went on one of his flurries and Jimmy was mic'd up next to Steve Kerr. And he's like, yo, wow, I'm so happy I'm not on the other team. It's good to be on the same team as a nigga who's making these fucking 3-pointers. I'm usually on the other team. And it looked like he was in awe, and I'm not going to say, and that may be the wrong word to use, but it looked like he was really amazed, like, wow, this nigga really be killing every night. It's one thing to see stuff, 2, 3, maybe 4 times a year, depending on, Jimmy is in the East, so he probably only seen stuff 2 times a year, but to see it every night, you like, oh, nah, this nigga, wow, right here. He going to do this every night. And that's kind of the vibes I got from Jimmy. Jimmy, you're going to have to step up and be that second person, the same way we watched James Harden be that second person. And when James Harden against them niggas went from the second option
to the first,
to the fourth quarter, overtime, first option. And that's what it's going to take for Golden State to even have a chance in the playoffs. Now, as far as this game with the playing, I'm not sure because, listen, they writing the Grizzlies off like they going to lose this game. This is a history of problems with Golden State and the Grizzlies the last 2 to 3 years, maybe 4 years, since Jordan Poole injured Ja Morant, to where Draymond Green and Ja Morant is going back and forth on Twitter, beefing with each other. I remember Ja Morant and Draymond Green going back and forth on Twitter, and Ja Morant told in the offseason, after the Golden State won the championship, he said, yeah, if you like that, tell the NBA to set us up on Christmas. Come to the house on Christmas. Draymond Green said, we the champs. You're going to have to come to our house on Christmas. Ja Morant responded, bet I'll be on your block on Christmas. This is what was going on verbatim on Twitter with these niggas. They genuinely don't like each other. And the rivalry kind of sizzled down because of injuries, suspensions, whatever it may be. But this is not a foregone conclusion that Golden State's going to win. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to agree with Mase because the Grizzlies may be feeling disrespected, like everybody think Golden State's going to win. And Ja may show up with a real, with a truckload of shit, grenade launcher, 9mm, machine guns, motherfucker.
Yeah. This is where he needs your new celebration, Killer. What's the new celebration for him?
I'm gonna wait to see if they win. Now, if they win, I'm gonna have something for the playoffs. I don't want to jinx them. About, John May got the ankle gun and shit, the little ankle holster. We don't know. Now, if they win, I'm gonna have something for them. But I'm gonna actually go with the Grizzlies to win this game, just because so many people are writing them off already.
He need to show up with the ankle monitor.
What are you supposed to do?
That's what he need to do. He need to buy a fake ankle monitor and just show up and then just point to the ankle monitor. I'm killing these niggas.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
Because if he show up with the ankle monitor and the Golden State tell niggas, this is my house, I'm on house arrest.
What? That'd be tough.
My house.
That'd be tough.
Yeah, that might be a good one, Shaw.
Yeah, that might be a good one. But I'm going to tell you this, though, Killer. If Steph wins one more championship, I'm putting him above LeBron. I'm telling you this now. If Steph go out there and win another championship, because it's in the air. It's in the air. Not that they're going to win this game, but if they happen to win this game and they go on some meteoric run and end up winning the championship, I'm putting Steph right under Jordan. Pause, for real. I'm going on the record. I want to be the first person to put this out. Me and Omar was talking about this in the barbershop in Atlanta, and he said, Mase, what would put Steph right there? I said, if Steph win this championship, I'm putting him right under Jordan. Past Magic, everybody. Everybody. As the next prolific player that changed the game, Stephen Curry, if he gets number 5.
Hot take, Cam. Do you agree or do you disagree?
I disagree, but what I was going to say is that first of all, let's be clear that if the Grizzlies or Golden State lose, they're not out. They just have to play another playing game for the 8th seed. So even if the Grizzlies or the Warriors lose, neither one of them out. Right now, what they're playing for is the 7th seed, just for our audience, so they know that. And then whoever loses has to play the winner out of Dallas and whoever the fuck is Sacramento, I believe.
Kings, yeah.
So they're not out. They're not out no matter who loses this game. They still have an opportunity. But as far as Mason's take, I can't be mad at it. And it's not far-fetched. It's not wrong. It's a great opinion because he would have 5 championships. LeBron would only have 4. But I can't put him above. And I think I have LeBron as my second.
Who you can't put him above?
I can't put him above Kobe as far as championships is concerned. I can't put him above Magic Johnson because he only has 1 finals MVP. A lot of times in the finals, Steph Curry isn't doing what Steph Curry usually does in the regular season. He just got a finals MVP. This is my opinion, Murder. I'm just telling you. I'm not mad at your opinion either. I'm not mad at it. But I'm just telling you, when you talk about the MVPs and you talk about niggas who get there, you got to show up in the championship. What's the nigga from Cleveland name? It was a white boy giving stuff problems, man. That first championship, Matt Dellavedova. What's the nigga name?
Dellavedova.
Yeah. Like I can't put you up there if Dellavedova's giving you problems, bro. I fuck with Steph. Steph my nigga. And you don't get to these championships without Steph. But when you there, Matthew Dellavedova is giving you a problem for 5 games, 6 games. I can't, bro. It's never gonna be Kobe like Steve Curry is gonna give me a problem. It's never Michael Jordan. I know you're not putting me as Mike, you're gonna give me a problem. Magic Johnson is not worried about Dennis Scott giving him a problem. So when it comes to the championships, that's the only reason why I disagree with Mase. But you don't get to these championships without Steph Curry.
So if
I'm not mad at Mase.
if he get 2 MVPs, the reason why I'm saying this is because at this point, if him and LeBron been to the finals 4 times and he beat LeBron 3 out of the 4, then he would be above LeBron from that point. Me and you met 4 times. I beat you 3 times. You only beat me once. And now I've changed the game. I got little niggas shooting from half court. They no longer need the bounce like Derrick Rose, pause. Nobody got to have the crazy handle like Kyrie no more. I just changed the game. I got all the little kids thinking they can make it, and they all standing at half court shooting from the place we used to go like this. Go ahead, shoot it. And they shooting it, So he definitely revolutionized the game. If he gets this 5 killer, I heard what you're saying, but I'm putting him above niggas. I'm letting you know that. I'm putting him above niggas.
Listen, I'm not mad at your take. It's opinionated, and I think it's not what you're saying is not like ridiculous. It's absolutely. If you have them in there and other people, I can't argue that. I'm just giving you my opinion. Now back to what you just said. And if it's me and you, I'm talking about Mase and Cam, and we having a convo. If me and you talking about, if you come to me, Murder, and be like, Killer, I beat you 3-1. I'm going to tell you, we're actually 1-1. You went and got Kevin Durant. I'm not even counting when you got Kevin Durant, Murder. So if you think when you got Kevin Durant, you beat me, you out your mind. So that's what, if me and you having that combo, and you telling me, Killer, I beat you 3-1. Not that.
I'm going to tell you, but my first one I got, I'm going to tell you, my first one I got by myself. You went and went with them niggas in Miami. You was never even going to know a championship if you didn't go with them niggas. Yeah. You'd have been like Charles Barkley or one of them niggas. Charles ain't going to like that. Shout out to Charles Barkley. I didn't mean that, Charles. You caught us straight.
Yeah, but see, and then I would say to you, yo, you right, but you tried to compare me and you. I'm talking me and you. Don't worry about what I did in Miami. I'm talking about now you're changing the narrative. You said you had me 3-1. Now you taking it back to Miami. I thought this was about me and you.
Yeah, I got little niggas shooting from half court. I got little niggas wearing colorful sneakers from Under Armour. They ain't even wearing Nikes no more. Niggas is wearing sneakers we never would have wore. I got niggas wearing stuff they would have never wore, Killer.
Yeah, I get that. I understand. But when I was your age, Steph, I was a billionaire because I went with Nike and all that. You chasing. You 37, I'm 40. I had $1 billion when I turned 37. That's just me.
I'm the first light-skinned niggas that niggas is scared of. Niggas is scared of a light-skinned nigga, a little scrawny nigga, you know? My dad made it to the league, and now I'm not even his son. He's my dad now. They don't even know this nigga no more. They know me.
Nah, you right. I'm not arguing that, but you ain't the first light skin nigga because niggas was scared of Larry Bird in 1980.
See, I love when y'all debate. This is good.
You spend $2 million on your body, but we don't know where the money went, Killer. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. What's the $2 million for?
Nah, I understand it. You see me catching alley-oops, you see me dunking on niggas, that's where it went. I mean, by the way, I'm 40 and I'm going to make an all-NBA team this year. I'm probably going to be second team all-NBA, most likely, at 40.
I hear you.
That's where the money went.
I never heard you say, I hear you. Yeah, that's that.
I hear you.
The gears are turning. The gears are turning.
Yes,
I'm just saying, y'all got the famous white boy with y'all now, so when we meet, it should be no excuses now, because I got somebody added to my team, you got somebody added to your team. That's why if I win this next one, I'm definitely up there with Michael Jordan and them.
Well, thing about it is that Michael Jordan never lost a championship ever. And every championship that he been in, he got MVP. So I think you should keep that with me and you and leave Mike out of this.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely in Mike pursuit because this is just 5. When we get to 6, that's a different conversation. We'll keep it on you right now. We're chasing 5 right now.
We'll keep it on you as a pause. And Michael Jordan never lost, so it doesn't matter how much you think about Mike. Mike don't lose in the championship, man. Y'all lost on your home court. I got Cleveland the whole championship. The first championship in 52 years. That's what I'm doing for people out here, for cities, man. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm a billionaire. Not only that, whatever city I'm in, the businesses around the arena make 50, 60 million extra. When I leave, they go into bankruptcy.
He did get Draymond thrown out. You counting that championship, you got a nigga thrown out is crazy. But, nigga stepped over you and you lied to David Stern and got the nigga suspended when y'all was down 3-1. But I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. I understand that.
With that,
yeah, man, I don't get people kicked out. I just play the game. This is like saying if somebody got a track record for murder and they slap somebody, he got a track record of doing violent things. I can't help that.
Okay.
Order in the court. We will leave the verdict to the jury. I like the debates, though. We need another one. I'm going to think on one. So for the Grizzlies versus Warriors game, Underdog has Steph Curry at 28.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
Higher.
Okay. Cam?
Yeah, I'm going to go high.
Okay. Jimmy Butler's at 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
That's
I'm going to go higher as well. I hope it. Reason I'm not sure, only reason I hesitated on that is because I don't know if Jimmy Butler's 100%. He caught a knee to his quad from Kawhi Leonard, and we seen towards the end of the game he was physically hurt. And I kind of know that injury when somebody knees you in the leg or something. Sometimes it lingers. But we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna go higher.
Yeah, I'm gonna go higher. And shout out the Steph fan LeBron. That was a good debate.
No, that was great.
Yeah.
Okay. And
that was great. We imitated them. That's pretty good, Murder.
Okay, and Ja Morant is at 38.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
I'm going lower. Pause. I think he's gonna have about 30 and 6 assists. I think he's going to be right under that. But I do think he's going to have a crazy game.
Hey, Cam.
It's tough. It's a tough one. I'm going to go higher, man. I think the stars are going to come out tonight. It's, like I said, playoff spot on the line, and you don't want to. What you don't want to do is, and listen, I like Houston. I like Houston a lot, especially they playing great basketball towards the end of the season. But you got to think about this. Even though you're going to have to play another game, the loser of this game, pending if they win the second game, is have to deal with OKC. And I'd rather have to deal with Houston right now than OKC, me personally, even though Houston's playing phenomenal basketball. Ja Morant's going to have to come out and put them numbers up because I think this game is really to avoid Oklahoma City, who's playing great basketball all season. So I'm going to go high.
Okay, and Underdog still has their playoff basketball promo. So for each additional game played in a series, you'll get an increasingly bigger boost. So make sure y'all get on Underdog, make your picks during playoff basketball, and get started now. So y'all, Chris Paul made history. We will discuss after the break.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She tired of hearing I don't know. My stubborn in me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it. She wanna be free.
Welcome back. So Chris Paul, he has started all 82 games for the Spurs, becoming the first player to play all games in season 20 or later. The record was previously held by John Stockton, who started 82 games in his 19th season. Mase, what do you think of Chris Paul's achievement? And then just in general,
here we go.
Do you see Chris Paul retiring anytime soon, or you think he's still going to play?
I'm really ecstatic that Chris Paul could win this award if it's an award.
If it's an award, it is an award.
Yeah, this new generation, they celebrate every milestone. I like that for them, though, for real. I love this. When you're thinking about John Stockton, he was one of the most durable players that ever played the game. Just consistent all the way through his career, and to be even mentioned, that's where Chris Paul would want to be mentioned, along people like Steve Nash, John Stockton. You know, those are some of the greatest point guards ever played. So congrats to Chris Paul. I know we made jokes, you know, when we first started, stuff like that, but we really respect your game and what you contributed to the game. And it's good to see them trying to give you your flowers, but they're giving you your flowers to get you out of here. You just got to know that's what's what's going on. So I'm not trying to give you a compliment and a backhand pause at the same time. But normally when this generation give you flowers, they're really trying to rock you to sleep and walk you out. So I'm just giving them a little heads up. Because I don't know where that came from, Stat.
That's an achievement. We've seen players not playing. Only 11 players played 82 games this season, and he's the oldest to do it.
But you know they're paying them for 82 games, right?
Yes.
So when you get an award for doing your actual job, I don't understand that, but I'm here for it. Shout out to Chris Paul.
Cam, your thoughts?
They giving niggas awards for their job.
What award is this?
It's not an award. He just made history, so it's like a thing to congratulate.
Yeah, so we gotta pick our words right. This is not no award. It's like Mike said, he did what he got paid to do.
Nigga said he made history. He made history for coming to work every day.
Yeah. Now don't get me wrong. I understand why Stat brought this up, because the climate we in is niggas who basically who not coming to work. You know, we just see, like we said, we talked about Phoenix coach getting fired. We just see niggas get rid of, I don't know, the chairman, the general man, whatever the fuck he is over there with the Pelicans. And because he drafted the general manager for the Pelicans. And you got to think about this. They going to fire this nigga. And he drafted Zion. Zion only played 44% of the game since he's been there. And now all of a sudden it's his fault. Now, if he didn't draft Zion, niggas would have been like, this dumb motherfucker ain't going to pick Zion. It was absolutely a foregone conclusion that year Zion and John them came to the league that Zion was the number one pick. Now, Zion is motherfucking eating food all around New Orleans, fucking these motherfucking strippers, prostitutes, rugrats, etc. It's motherfucking the general manager fault. That's foul. That's fucked up. They fired the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Back to Chris Paul. I think that the nigga is doing what he supposed to do, but it ain't no award. He ain't getting no award. He got paid, and I understand he's older. He's coming to do his thing, and I salute him for that in a climate where niggas ain't doing that. But at the same time, at the same time, what he's doing is letting niggas know, don't push me out of here. I can play 82.
Yeah.
Don't you know? I'm not retiring. Don't act like you're trying to get rid of me. Somebody need me somewhere, because listen, I'm in shape. Young niggas ain't playing 82. I'm here on 82. You can't push me out. There's no reason to. I'm doing what I got to do as a player. I'm not going to motherfucking place. That's the vibes I get from Chris Paul. And I don't blame him. If you're nutrition and you're stamina and you're in good shape to play, and you still can play. But that's what I take it as.
But
What you talking about? I
Killer,
played 82. Young niggas can't play 82.
If they say the nigga made history, somebody's gonna find a way to give him an award. They're gonna find a way. You know how people give you a trophy, a plaque. You know how y'all act, that.
Y'all.
You know they'll find a way to give him an award.
Celebratory. Like, do you guys not celebrate small wins? Like, this is a genuine question. Like, and this is not a small win. I don't even want to diminish that, like, because all respect to Chris Paul, but when you guys do something that nobody's done or something for you that you're proud of, you don't celebrate. Y'all just keep it pushing.
Ask Cam.
I'm serious.
I gotta agree with Mase.
What?
I gotta agree with Mase, man. Yo, listen, you're paying him to come to work. They can expect all the players to play 82 games. Let me ask you a question. This is what I'm talking about. This is why they pick and choose who they want to rest and everything else. Why Chris Paul ain't getting load management? What happened to his load management?
Yeah,
he don't give a fuck about his load management.
He's the 20th season. Where's his load management?
Yeah, he ain't getting load management. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Yesterday we talking about a nigga played 6 seconds to keep continuous streak of however many games for 6 seconds.
Yeah.
No, y'all making up anything, bro. Not you, Stat. I'm just saying in general. Yo, the streak, 6 seconds, he did it. 82 games. Oh, ain't that what they get paid to do? Yeah, but the niggas ain't doing it, so give him his props. What?
Yeah.
All right. How about he did what he supposed to do, and we talk about the niggas who don't do it and shit on them niggas for not doing it. We're giving a nigga a prop for not missing work.
Yeah, it's a new day. I think in this society, we're gonna live to see coaches get traded. I think that's where we're going.
We already seen that. They traded Doc Rivers.
Definitely did.
Yeah, they did. But I'm talking about a coach for a coach. Like we're gonna send Darwin Ham over there for JJ. You know, like that kind of trade.
Yeah, swap. I don't know. To me, what y'all are saying sounds like reverse psychology. I feel like you celebrate the positive stuff and the negative stuff. You don't pay attention to it because you're bringing more light to it, and we don't even want to give that attention. But maybe, again, the generation thing that it's not clicking, I guess.
Yes, that.
Shout out to
Did you ever seen the movie Juice?
Ooh, no. I've seen clips.
Oh, my goodness.
Bruh, I don't know why y'all are shocked. I mean, Cam's not shocked. I don't know why you're shocked. I didn't watch a lot of movies. I've seen the clips after.
I thought you caught up by now.
I've been catching up. I watched a couple. I'm
bringing a list for you.
I started Menace to Society. Obviously, I had to watch Paid in Full. I seen Boys in the Hood.
You had to watch it?
No, not had to. I watched it on my own. Like, I wanted to watch it. But yes, like, y'all know I'm a little nerdy. Like, in my free time.
You saw Warriors?
No.
Oh my goodness! I'm getting you a list. I'm
nerdy. I watch anime and play Fortnite. Like, I don't know what y'all want from me. Like, I'm catching up. Okay, and last topic before we wrap, because this has been pretty crazy in the college football landscape. So Tennessee decided to move on from their starting quarterback, Nico. It was reported his camp was seeking a new NIL package worth around $4 million annually, which would be nearly double his original NIL deal with Tennessee. This is the first public holdout between a school and a star quarterback because of NIL pay. He is now in the transfer portal. Mase, what do you think of this decision from the quarterback?
I like the name. I like the name Nico Iamaleava. That's how I pronounce it. Iamaleava. If you don't got the money, Iamaleava. You know, so I look at this. That's how you pronounce his name. How you pronounce his name? Iamaleava?
I think it's
Iamaleava. Well, his new name in the hood is Nico Iamaleava. You don't got the money. You shouldn't expect me to stay. You know, these kids are taking their business real serious. A lot of them are not gonna play on the next level, make a lot of money on the next level. Not that he's one, but I'm for them taking their future into their hands and making better business decisions and making decisions that go with where they want to be financially and how it sets up their tomorrow, today. And you got a lot of coaches playing games with athletes. We saw this down in Notre Dame and different places like that, where coaches may try to bench you or do things to keep you around. And I love this new idea of the portal, that if they would have had this back in our days, oh my goodness, people would just say, you know what, I'm out of here. I'm going to another school where I'm appreciated. I'm going to play where I'm celebrated, not where I'm tolerated. That sounds like the lingo of how you speak, Stat. I'm going to go where I'm celebrated. And I like that. He's going where he's going to be celebrated and cashed out. I like it for him. You, Killer?
I got mixed emotions, to be totally honest about it, because everything you just said, I totally kind of agree with it. Yeah, these kids is handling their business and they're treating it as they're professionals already. But the thing about it is they're not professionals already. And this is setting the standard. This is the first holdout in college football. And this is what people like Nick Saban was saying. This is the reason why you don't see Mike Krzyzewski around, Jim Boeheim. They seen where this was going. And if you're not one of these coaches that can keep up with the portal and money and so on and so forth, and not just coaches as a school, as an organization, you're going to be left in the dust. Now, as far as Nico, it's like, I'm not sure, because you're going to have this stain on you to where you're holding out in college. And then when you get to the NFL, teams may want to pass on you. Even you're going to have to be great now. You can't just be good. You're going to have to be great, because if you're not great, and when you go to the next level, they're going to be like, he was a headache in college. Imagine what we got to deal with right now as he's a professional. He's going to have to be really, really good, not pardon me, great, for this to sustain moving forward. Now, when you have a person like Nico, who's definitely a prospect, and you see somebody like Carson Beck leave Georgia and he gets $4 million, you like, no, I'm better than this nigga right here.
Yeah.
Come on, my nigga. How he getting $4 million? I need 4. So I feel him on that, but it's going to leave a stain moving forward, because his parents, I believe his father's involved, and not just his father, his agents are involved.
Yeah.
But they're not going to talk about those people. They're going to talk about him, because they're just representatives. And I know he's still a kid, and he's probably taking guidance from his agents and his father. But at the same time, it's still going to be your name moving forward. Now, the reason I'm opposed to it is because we just talked about it, Murder. And don't get me wrong, this happens with football players all the time. But you have a contract for $2.5 million. You're not honoring the contract. And this is what professional football players do. They'll be like, yo, my contract is not up, but I want an extension now. And I get it for football players, because they don't have guaranteed money, so on and so forth. You get injured any time. Same thing in college. You still get injured any time. But you agreed to $2.5 million. Now, hold on. Now you want $4 million because you seen another nigga at 4? I bet. You know what? Go do your thing, because at the end of the day, this wasn't a Nico thing. Tennessee said, we're going to move on because you can't extort us. We're not going to allow you to extort us. That's just not what's going to happen. So it wasn't about Nico leaving. It was more about Tennessee saying, get the fuck out of here. Because we got you 2.5. Now you and your crew talking about you want 4, and he didn't show up to some practice or something they had. And they like, oh, niggas really ain't showing up? How about clear your shit out and we'll start looking for another quarterback? Now, they got short notice because, you know, they start the spring training and all this other shit they do in the offseason pretty soon to get another quarterback of his caliber or better. But at the same time, fuck is you? We made a deal. You ain't honoring the deal. So that's why I said I have mixed emotions about the actual topic.
Yeah, that was a great take. That tell you how serious they are about football in Tennessee, that it hasn't changed that much. That's basically what I heard from you, that Tennessee is saying it hasn't changed that much. Don't let the NIL deals get y'all confused, because we not going. We not going. I'm telling you right now, we not going. So if you think you and your agent gonna come in here and push your weight around, all right.
See what happens.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Secondly, you're getting paid $2.5 million to play. Your actual team name is the Volunteers. You've been volunteering for years. How you get paid when you're a volunteer?
That was a good one. Right? Yeah,
Volunteers don't get paid.
Yeah, you think because you're 6'6", you can change the title over here. It's Volunteers, young man. He thinks he's 6'6", 220. He walking around. He say, well, they gonna find another quarterback 6'6". I bet you they can't find one. Yeah, all right.
But I know one thing, they said, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, and I'll end on this note. Basically, the head coach ended up saying at the end of the day, no one is ever bigger than the program. So fortunately, I feel like he's going to mess around and find out, to Mace's point. Cause that's exactly what's going on.
That's exactly what this is. You think you bigger than the program.
Yeah. Tough.
50 Cent son said it. He said, oh, you thought you was special?
You thought you was special.
That was great.
It's tough.
Oh, man.
You thought you was special.
Yeah, they need to bring that meme back. That was crazy.
Okay, y'all. Well, that is all the time that we have for today. Thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. Two Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.